Thanks very much for joining the Attorney-General and I to go through a number of significant announcements and to take your questions. A short while ago, the Cabinet met and just after that meeting I spoke with, in a joint conversation, I spoke with the IBAC Commissioner and the Ombudsman to inform them first and foremost, and now to inform you and through you the Victorian community, that the government has accepted all 21 of the recommendations made. That's all the recommendations that have been made by the integrity agencies. This is critically important, as I think Commissioner Redlich made the point today, and indeed the Ombudsman as well, Deborah Glass, that this is a package of reform. We think that is absolutely accurate, and it's on that basis that we will implement each and every one of those recommendations on the timeline, and with considerable further work that needs to be done as outlined by the integrity agencies. We will in fact go beyond the recommendations that have been made by IBAC and the Ombudsman. And I just want to focus for a moment before I make some more general comments and then throw to the Attorney to talk a little bit about who will need to support these cultural and legal changes. We will go beyond those recommendations by doing the following. 2 years ago, we began a process of reforming our party, and it needs to be more, though, than just party rules, and more than just the rules of one party. 2 years ago, we began the process of reforming Victorian Labor, and today we begin the process of reforming the Victorian Parliament. We want to write into Victorian law that in order for political parties to receive public funding, they will need to deliver in their administration the highest of standards. Things that we have already begun the process of doing, things we've already done over these last couple of years as a Labor Party. Not an exhaustive list, but to give you some examples. Payment of memberships via traceable means. The checks and balances to make sure that the electoral roll is properly used. The production of photo ID when a person joins a political party. It's not good enough and it's not enough to simply have those as a matter of party rules. They should be put beyond doubt. They should be the law of our state, and they shouldn't apply to just one political party. They should apply to all political parties. I'm not making any judgments about any other political party. I'm just making the point, and I've communicated this to both the Ombudsman and the IBAC Commissioner, that we will fully implement and go well beyond that by writing that into law. If a political party did not have processes and practices and plans to deliver all of those things, and potentially things like periodic external audits, as we have had, the most comprehensive audit I think probably in Australian political history. If a political party did not take those things seriously and did not deliver it, best efforts, best endeavours to deliver all of those things and potentially more, then they would not be eligible for public funding. Public funding which of course increased substantially when we made sweeping donation reforms at the end of 2018. Now, in more general terms, what the report tabled today shows is absolutely disgraceful behaviour that does not meet my expectations or the expectations of hard-working members of the Victorian community. As leader of the Parliamentary Labor Party and the Premier of our state, I take full responsibility for all of that conduct. That's what the top job is all about, and I apologise for it. The key point now is to drive both cultural change and practical change. The best way to do that is to deliver on each and every one of the recommendations that the integrity agencies have given to us in their report, and, as I've just outlined, in our judgment, to go beyond that. Cabinet has endorsed wholeheartedly that as a way forward, and we look forward to, for instance, the Integrity Commissioner being appointed, established and appointed, the Ethics Committee being stood up, reviews of codes of conduct and practice, codification and greater detail in relation to the role of staff, ministerial staff, electorate office staff. The list goes on. You've seen the report, you've seen all of those different areas where the agencies call for us to do more and do better, and we will do that. Apologising is critically important. That's why I'm doing it, because this doesn't meet community expectations. some of this behaviour is just shameful and an absolute disgrace. But you need to do more than just offer words. It has to be about action. It has to be about delivering these reforms, and I'm determined for our part, because this is not just a matter for one party or a matter for the government, it's a matter for the parliament. I'm determined, and I hope and look forward to bipartisanship around this, all parties working together to deal with these challenges and to make sure that we take the decisive action in the parliament, just as we have taken 2 years ago, decisive action in our party, to make sure that we deliver on the expectations Victorians have, clearly, that people act appropriately and that people in public life are serving the public interest and working hard for the public, not for themselves.